I am live. Am I alive or just live? I think just live. Live is fine. Okay, let me get a couple things ready. I need to acquire my shareable link and then message to affiliated sources that I am currently doing things such as my private Discord that absolutely no one can access currently because I am picky and don't want any new people on the Discord, but that's fine, because alternatively, I have a Blue Sky that I also post that I'm doing stuff. If you want to be a part of these stream things without having to rely on YouTube to maybe or maybe not tell you that I'm doing stuff, go on the Blue Sky, and then you can find out that I'm doing stuff there. That's the idea. Thank you for looking at this video, by the way. There's currently no one in chat. It's just you and me. And everyone else that stops by, I guess. Anyways, let's see. I'm gonna see if I can post that on Blue Sky. I don't think I'm getting much traction from Blue Sky, but I still like post stuff over there just in the vain hope that somebody is over there and actually is benefiting from me messaging stuff. Oh, Swedish is here. Hello, Swedish. Hello. Just getting a couple things right. Wait a sec. Huh? Did they change the moderator logo? Like, it used to be a gear and now it's a shield? Oh, they must have changed that recently, because that's new to me. Ender's also here. Hello, Ender. Hello. Swedish is first? Technically, my bot is actually first. That's funny. Shorta? Question mark? What? Huh? What? What do you mean my bot got third place right at the start? Or, no wait, Swedish got number 1 at the start. How'd that happen? Also, I just noticed that, let's see, like the gear symbol was on my little bot at one point, and then it turned into something different. Why did they change those into shields? What the hell? That's weird. That's just weird. Anyways, I'll be starting in some amount of time. That may or may not be 5 or 10 minutes, so just kind of chill out for a bit. I'm going to wait and see how many people stop by before I really get started. That, and I kind of wanted to talk about like one of the projects that I'm working on, or one of the many. I have a lot of projects that I like doing at the same time and may or may not complete at the same time, and one of them I kind of want to talk about. I don't want to talk about it right now, I just want to wait and see how many people stop by. Blah blah blah. Blah blah blah. I am saying words. Confirmed. Dean is saying words. That is indeed a confirmable statement. Confirmable by the Deanspillabean. Yes. I need a dancing emote. Or some kind of pose that I can like press and then I can do like a funky dance. That might be... that's gonna be like an animated thing, isn't it? Well, no wait, no, I'm kind of thinking about this, because like, my last avatar, I just kind of like looked up and then looked down, and then just kept doing that over and over again, and that was like the funky dance. So maybe I should try to make something similar to that, and then I can make it similar? Although now that I have the ability to have free customizable control over my avatar itself, then maybe I should probably try to do an actual hacking animation, question mark? That still sounds like a lot of work, because that means I have to draw like several frames of animation. That'd actually be really funny if I like somehow went out of my way and did like the tenna dance thing, like the little tenna dance that tenna does. That would require a lot of frames though. It might only do like half of that. But like this guy has like, I think it's running at like 30 frames a second and has like 90 frames of animation or something like that, which is a little ridiculous. But if I want to do that, I might shorten it down to just like half that time, probably. That's kind of it, like like 45 frames or so. I have made an animated thing at one point, although it was more like using it for a very specific video that I'm still working on. It's the second voice theory video. I have like a teaser for that I put out like a month or two ago. Still working on that, obviously. Let's see. But if I were to like actually make a dancing emote, that would probably be 45 different drawings that I need to do, which that would be interesting though if I can actually draw that. That'd be cool. I'll need to look into actually doing animating stuff, because making animation in general is something I've been thinking about doing. It's just been kind of difficult doing stuff digital, but now that I have access to like scanning my drawings in, and I can actually make that into something, I could try an animation of that. I mean, I've kind of already done something like that anyway. Like I said on the second voice theory video, for you can see the teaser. But like I'm still kind of working on it. Dean animation coming soon? No. It's not gonna come soon. It will come in. Okay, if you replace every letter in the word soon with 1 month, then maybe it might be there. You know, it's the sarcastic soon, like the it's in development kind of soon. But in actuality, it'll probably be like several months or so. Is there not anyone else who's gonna stop by? Maybe not. Currently building in Minecraft with friends, says Swedish. Oh, nice. That's great. I'm playing Hytale. That's a broken mess and has a lot of incomplete stuff. For example, it doesn't even have its mithril equipment that it says that it has, but you can get it in creative mode. It's unobtainable in normal gameplay, which means I'm stuck with adamantite. Which isn't too bad. Adamantite's not that bad of a material. I can mine stuff pretty well. It's okay. It's perfectly fine. Perfectly fine, especially whenever I want to do a giant digging hole project that requires me to dig for several hours. I'll talk about that later. That's actually a thing I want to do. Right. Ender says, finally doing skiing next week? Oh, nice. That's cool. Some reason I misread it as skating. I'm like, wait, where's the R? But yeah, skiing is really good. I've done like no ice skating, but I do a lot of like skating. There's like a nice skating rink near me, and I just kind of go there every now and again. I like skating. Okay, one more project that I am working on that will probably take a while to actually do. Let me see if I can pull it up. Let's see. Did you use the works there? Remember you mentioned that? Oh yeah, I still do. I just kind of like mention or maybe not mention. I don't know. But yeah, I do work at a skating rink, and that's kind of how. Okay, let me see if I can pull this up. This is a project that another project that I'm getting myself into that may or may not be completed at some point. But it's still something that I wanted to show off. Let me get... Is it here? Can I find it like this? Ah, there we go. Jet Ghost is here, says good morning. Good morning. Hello, Jet Ghost. I'm just about to show off the thing. That's a lot bigger than expected. I like, say, hey, copy, transform, paste, transform. No, okay. A thing? I love things! Well, you're gonna love this thing. Okay, reset transformation, and then... No, good grief. Reset transform... No, reset transformation. Is that good? No, let's see, over there, and then scooch you on over. Yeah, and I don't know why this thing, like, breaks sometimes. Choose your name for the game show! So, a thing that I've been working on a long time ago, some long-time viewers might remember from the Deltarune streams I did, that I eventually got crazy enough and thought about making a Tenna avatar, of which I think I can actually pull up. Hold on. I can just, like, swap over to my Tenna avatar. Hold on. It takes a bit to, like, swap over because I have to, like, rescale some things, but there we are. Oh, and I guess I should probably move up a little bit. I'm somewhat short. There it is. I think this is very funny that quiz time pops up because I did not plan for that. It is now quiz time, everybody. Anyway, so the plan that I have is to, at some point, get this magnificent guy to be more functional. As in, I actually using a dynamic avatar instead of a normal one that I use. You're in the boy head. Nothing happened. Anyway, so you can see here, Tenna is actually moving pretty smoothly here. That is in comparison to this one. That's just a comparison, though. Move them back. So at some point, I want to work on this Tenna avatar some more, but the issue that I have with it is that I don't think it's dynamic enough. As in, normally in Deltarune, you see Tenna, like, stretching all over the place, like you can see him just change his size all the time. Which is kind of neat, or alternatively, can also, let me see. One sec. Can I stretch specifically me? Burp. Stretch me 4,000 pixels in that direction. That kind of works, okay. Yeah. I am now stronged. I'm gonna reset that, because that was stupid. No dynamic? Mega Mind Beam. Right, there it is. So, idea that I have, this is a program called VideoTube, VideoTube. It is the full version of VideoTube. Normally, I use a program called VideoTube Mini. That's the one that I use for my avatar in order to actually get them working. And it does work really, really well. I've been using it a lot, as you might have noticed. But they actually have a full version available. I froze for a moment. They have a full version available on their Ko-Fi page. Let's see, where... Jeez, you know something funny? I have 65 different faces that I can swap between. All of them are bound to my buttons. I have way too many faces. This is ridiculous. Anyway, so the idea... Why is it froze? Hello? Hello? Why are you frozen? You shouldn't be frozen. Did it break? Okay, what if I, like, minimized and then Ah! Well, it broke. Well, that sucks. Not sure how that happened. Let me pull that back up. Okay, I won't be on this for too long because I just wanted to show off the thing we're doing. So, let's see. Jack says, could you make a face to where the screen blacks out and you add an image because you're a TV head? Theoretically, I could. Like if I use that, like, this face as an example, I can, like, probably... Is there a... I don't have a I keep pressing, like, the I'm thinking button instinctively, and I don't have a think button. But, like, yeah, with the dynamic avatar, I actually can, like, adjust every part of him. So, I think if I can actually do this right, I could program into whenever I'm talking, just as a slight example, rescale his head as he's talking, just as an example. Blah, 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 blah. Big head tenna. It just looks so ridiculous. Okay, reset that. So, what I have right now, at least for the battle avatar, I need to work on the other ones at some point, but, geez, I need to that's it, I'm going back to regular me, because I keep running to press the, fix, let's see. I keep wanting to press the thinking button, and then it's not quite right. Hi, I'm back. I'm back to being normal. Okay, there we go. I'm now thinking properly. As in, I'm now thinking correctly. Yippee. So, at the moment, what I have, just to figure out how to get the entire program to work, is to get the battle avatar working. And the entire program uses, like, node-based programming, where, as an example over here, this controls his left arm, which is actually this one that's, like, closest to us. Ultrago fans here says, sad right now, found stuff. Stay hydrated. All right. It has no full version. Noir Jazz on TikTok has no full version or release yet. No! That's very unfortunate. Also, stay hydrated. Oh, yes, I should probably drink water. That was my dish. Anyways, just to kind of show this one off, this is to adjust just the left arm. And right now, this goes through, like, the different sprite animations. And it has, like, right now it has a counter that is on a slight delay, specifically so that the animation's different. If I take this out as an example... Oh, that's right, because it's technically delayed already, so that doesn't actually happen. But I can go into this and change the delay to, like, 5 seconds. And you can kind of see the animation change a little bit. Because it was waiting for, like, the signal to get to it in time. We'll just change that back to 1. It resets every time I, like, reload the program. So there's that. I can also adjust the arm rotation speed. Of course, there's a little much here, but I can, like, increase it a lot, and then you can see it just, like, spazzing out like crazy, because that's really funny. What's even funnier, I'm streaming in 30 FPS, but it's actually moving so hyper fast that it's doing the helicopter thing, and it's actually syncing up with the frame rate. That's funny. Looks very silly. He's dislocating his arm every time he moves. Well, I've actually kind of looked at like Tenna in game, like using some footage in order to check this. This is literally just how his arms move. There's, like, another part of it where, like, his head, like, actually bobs up and down a little bit. Not, like, in time with the music, but just, like, bobs up and down. I need to adjust a lot of the parts of him, like the torso and the arms with the head, in order to bounce up and down. Oh, I just now realized some of the tail sprites aren't pixelated correctly. There we go. Move his arm over. Yeah, that's something. It's like Rayman? Yeah, kind of. This is just how Tenda's avatar looks in general, though. But, yeah, how it is at the moment is that I can modify every part of him and do stuff with that. I want to work on a dynamic avatar for Tenna. That's basically the whole point of me talking about this. This is a project that I'm working on. This will take some time to actually do because, I mean, this alone took me like a couple hours just to figure out what kind of programming that I needed to do, because this is really just like programming. It's node-based programming, which is a lot easier, so you can see like what everything does, which is very nice. And I'm probably not even doing things as efficiently as I could. There's probably different ways to do like the GIF animations, but this is just it for now, until eventually when I get it better, which will probably take a while. Right. This is supposed to be a Hytale stream, isn't it? Anyways, we're gonna go into Hytale now. We're gonna get started on that. The amount of projects I am working on is quite ridiculous. But I really like giving myself stuff to work on, because then I have things to do when I'm bored. And when I'm bored, I get something cool made, which is great. Right. Okay, so recap of what's been going on recently. I've somewhat maxed out my farming. Not really maxed out, it's kind of like a pseudo maxed out, where I can get almost everything, like almost all the seeds. There's still stuff that I don't even know what it is yet because I don't have access to it. I need the crafting resources for the next tier of the workbench is frankly very ridiculous and will probably take too long for me to actually work on. Because I really don't know where the hell to get the blood petals, storm petals. Okay, I think I know where I could get storm petals, because there's like storm flowers in the Cobalt Mountains, and I could probably get azure petals in the azure forest. It's just going to be a lot to work on. I think these numbers are ridiculously high for some reason. But I do have access to all of the seeds, as well as all of the tree saplings, which is really nice, as well as any dirt variant. That is also good. So now I can get any food that I want, as long as it's not whatever's beyond here. So the actual farmland that I have I actually kind of like it. I have some wheat over there. I've got this hodgepodge here that I was trying to just grow a bunch of random stuff and just try to work on getting them done. I have some rice here, some carrots, eggplants. I forgot to plant those. Corn, lettuce, some more wheat, pumpkins, turnips, a couple turnips, not too many. Another hodgepodge collection, some potatoes. And the idea is I kind of just want to have like an actual farm here, which is good. It's great. Other thing I do want to work on at some point is getting... Also, did the music stop at some point? Oh no, it was just really quiet at the end. Something I want to do at some point is prepare for... whenever farm animals get to be... breedable or something, because currently they're in the game right now, but they're really not. You can kill them and get resources, but there's no way to actually use them as livestock because you can't breed them. Where like in Minecraft, as an example, you would get some cows and some wheat, and then boom, bada boom, you got baby cows, and then you replicate them forever. That is not in Hytale yet. To my knowledge, as far as I know, that's not a thing. I could probably test that out, but I don't want to get into that today. I keep hearing some kind of snake somewhere around here, and I can never find out where it is. Is it like under this cave? It is under that cave. Hello. Hello, Mr. Snake. Are you gonna... He is actually there. Look, there he is. There is actually a snake here. Ow. I'll just leave him be. That's a little cove. So, what are we going to get into today is the real question. Well, recently I got my hands on some of the more advanced mining tools in the form of the adamantite pick. All that it really does is mine significantly faster than thorium, breaking most blocks in 1 to 3 hits, which is a lot better. Currently, there's not a lot of difference between something like the thorium and cobalt picks. They're basically just copies of each other. Oh, how do you say that? Julica Castello is here? Hello. Hello, Costello. Hello. We're just kind of going over some stuff that I've done in Hytale. Also, I got, like, some more adamant. I was doing some off-screen mining, just trying to get, like, some resources for today, because the thing that I want to do is dig a hole. And this is kind of a project that I've been thinking about for a while, so I wanted to figure out, like, what's the best materials that I could get. And I actually just want to dig a hole at some point. It sounds boring, believe me, it's very interesting. Digging a hole is very fun. But I think I'll do that a little tiny bit later, because there's one other thing I want to check out, and this ancient gateway. Because, as far as I know, these may or may not do stuff. I just want to actually find out right now, because I literally don't know if these work or not. They use some resources that you find around the map, and I'm just going to craft some of these and see what they actually do, because I, again, genuinely don't know, and I genuinely just want to find out. Also, it makes a purple glow. That's kind of cool. I believe whenever, like, the full version of Hytale comes out, that the portal things will actually do stuff. It's just, for the moment, I don't think they do a whole lot, if anything. I'm hoping, at the very least, they take me somewhere. They probably won't, but I'm gonna find out. Let's see, craft that one. Alright, so that's like all the fragments. Let's see. I'll just kind of put it around here? Around here is fine. Need a key fragment. How about this one? Feature is under development. Dragonspire Wild. Time limit of 7 minutes. Mythical beast slips here. Bound in an eternal slumber. There are frozen forests onto which not even an outlander dares set foot, no matter how the whispers beckon. Legends about the region's name pile up. Mountains obscuring the sky, towering trees grazing the clouds, or perhaps ancient creatures born of elemental ice slumbering among the peaks. The energies within the crystal have yet to take their final form. All you encounter within, lore, function, and form, awaits its true shape. Okay, so it's a work in progress. Oh, damn. So an issue, I don't know what's going on exactly. Every now and again, Hytale freezes, and then my VTuber model breaks, which sucks. Oh well. Anyways, I'm going to check this out. I don't know why the pixels are glitching, but whatever. So there's something. There's something. So I have 7 minutes to explore this place before until the portal closes. Does that mean that I'm stuck here forever? I don't want to wait and find out. So this is some other world. I think these trees are normally there, and normally back in my world anyway. I'm just gonna try to make sure that I have enough time to leave around the 5 or 6 minute mark. I guess something else that I've been trying to figure out, I do need to find things called memories, which is just like finding different creatures. So maybe if I go through these portals, I might be able to find stuff that I've never seen before. Well, that's the hope anyway. So far I've just seen things that I have seen before. Like bears, and snakes. I've seen those before. Actually, I probably should have upgraded one of my swords because my sword's like running out of durability. I should have gotten a better sword. Oh well. Hmm. That's a tall peak mountain. Maybe I might go up over, see if I can get to that peak. And probably think about heading back, because I don't think I have a whole lot of time. That does look like a really interesting peak, though. You could say it's peak? Hmm? Hmm. Grizzly bear! I require your finest leather. Please give me them. Also, did you get... You're getting your health back. What's going on? Does it think of getting out of combat at weird times? Okay, whatever. Let's see, get some light here. I do really like the generation of this place. This looks really good. Yep, froze again. You know, I thought one issue might have been, like maybe my my VTuber avatar is just like way too detailed or something, because all of the sprite images that I use for this take up like half a gigabyte of space, which is kind of a lot, but not really in the grand scheme of things. So I'm just confused why it happens. Take this skeleton. Eventually. I do have like some backup weapons in the form of daggers if my sword runs out, so I'll be alright. Ooh, hello. There's something over there. Okay, I gotta run over there as fast as I can. Okay, I'm gonna actually use the daggers. Because these have like a good mobility skill on them. And jump really high. There's something interesting over there. What are you? I feel like this is like a spawn arena for like something like a dragon. I'm going to assume that this is where like a dragon would spawn and then you're supposed to fight against it within the time frame. I assume is what's going to happen whenever they get like the full version of it out. Alright, I'm gonna have to head back to the portal before it closes, because again, I don't know if I just get stuck here or what. I'm going to assume it teleports me out. But then if I assume that, then I've got to make a new way out, which I don't have time for. So I'm gonna get back to the portal before it closes. I'm kind of curious on the other places, though. Just to see what other places there are, even if they are like similar to the stuff that I've seen already. I just want to see what's on the other side. Okay, got to the portal. I'm just gonna get out of here before the time limit ends. Okay, so it consumes the shard. That's good to know. Okay. That one has a 6-minute timer. Jeez. Okay, before I forget, I'm gonna go get better weapon. Get an adamantite sword. There we go. Now I don't have to worry about my sword breaking on me. We'll put you away. Might use you later. Not sure. Alright. We're gonna check to see what the other crystals have. Let's see. The Wind Rider Valley, 6-minute time limit. On occasion, a mage tower may be found here. Let's see. A friend values freedom above all else, and nowhere is that freedom embodied more than the winds of the Wind Rider Valley. It is here that they sought a refuge in the darkest years of their history, setting up camps where the towering canyon walls might hide them from view. The energies of this might be a different later. Okay. I do really like the portal animations, though. Those look good. Alright. Here we are. Yeah, it kind of mentioned that there was some, like, oh, yeah, yeah. They're, like, friends or, like, a little... I think I remember these guys. These are, like, little dudes. Oh, look at him. Look how cute he is. They're kind of like, I think they're kind of like the Quebecs in a way. They're just like NPCs that roam around and do stuff, which is really nice. I'm not sure if they do much at the moment, but, oh, he thwacked me. Okay, I won't stick around too much then. Maybe I might be able to find them in the desert normally, and I just need to find the right biome. Right. Well, while I'm here, I'm gonna try to discover as many new things as possible, so I can add that to my memory bank. Then I could probably get to see what else there is. Hello. Excuse me. I need to register your face into my memory banks. You guys look very cute, though. Excuse me, coming through. Going to enter your household and not be very odd about it. Yes. Very inconspicuous. Any other variants that I haven't found yet? Tiger I've seen before. Yeah, lizard I've seen before. Is there any other ones? What? That's a weird way to start a conversation, Bob Can. But hello, welcome. We're going through these fragmented portal things, which are like work in progress alternate areas that you can go to. This one's like in a desert region and it's supposed to have like these Quebec types. It's like an alternate Quebec type. They're just in the desert instead of the forest. Interesting. Yeah. Hold on, let me see if I can find them really quick. Trying to find out where one of their villages are. I passed by a couple of them, but I think there's like some more around. Unless I'm completely wrong, and then I will never see them again because I'm blind. That would suck. Cool daggers? Yeah, I got some neat daggers. They're considered to be, I think, one of the more powerful weapons in the game, specifically for their like power shot attack. They don't do a ton of damage. They attack fast. Get out of here. But the main thing right now is for their mobility. I think this is like not supposed to happen. Like it's not supposed to make you this fast, but they just kind of left that in for now. Okay. Here's some of the guys. Right? Yeah, there we go. Behold. He's like a little fox dude. Like bee hops? Yeah, basically bee hops. I don't think they're not very violent at the moment, but one has attacked me one time. Like that. And then he just backs away. Which, that's kind of interesting. Right, I don't know what else there is to find here, and I'm mostly going through these fragmented worlds to see if there are anything to find, or is anything else. Supposedly, according to the fragment, it said that there was like a wizard tower somewhere, but I don't think it's here this time. Oh well. I can't stay for too long, though, because the portal closes after a certain time frame. Let's see. Okay, so... this one's a little spooky. Let's see. Feature under development, 7 minutes explore, 3 minutes during a void breach. Wisdom, a ravenous menace lurks in the heart of the swamp. The murky shallows are home to dangerous fauna. Few have experienced the terrors that lurk in Orbis's murky depths. Fewer still have returned unchanged. Well, I'm about to change myself when I go into it, so let's see what happens. Well, these are some murky waters. Are you new? No, you're not new. I mean, so far I've kind of seen some of the stuff before. I was expecting eldritch horrors beyond my comprehension, but I've only seen crocodiles. That's a crocodile. He's kind of chill, I guess. There seems to be something over here. Another crocodile? Another crocodile. I guess there's a lot of crocs here. Looks like that one Minecraft mod that takes you to a different dimension that takes place in a swamp place as Bob can. I'm not familiar with the one that you're talking about, but I think the feature is kind of like that. Let's see, the ancient gateway and the fragments are, I think, supposed to be the end game stuff, but the feature isn't implemented all the way yet. So it's just like a little world we can explore, but nothing we can really do in it. Oh, shoot, froze. I gotta unfreeze myself. There we go. Still don't know why that happens. What's funny is that, like, the Hytale never, like, stutters while I'm playing it, like, off camera. It only, like, stutters while I'm streaming. So it's some combination... So it's some combination of, like, me running on my software at once probably caused, like, a hiccup. Anyways, what is this? This looks like it's supposed to be like a magical place, but I mean, I don't get any magic from this. Poisoned log, deadwood. We got that in our plane of reality, though. So the thing mentioned that there was a void breach that happens. I don't know if that mentioned that, like, there's a random chance for the void breach to... Excuse me. I don't know if that means, like there's a void breach that could occur, and it's, like, on a small chance basis. Or that whenever 3 minutes comes, then that's when the void breach happens, and then I've got to deal with that. Not sure. We could probably wait until the 3-minute mark. That'd probably work out. The time's counted down till the void breach, and you have 3 more minutes. Well, oh yeah, you're right. It does. Yeah, I should have read. You're right. All right. Well, I guess we'll get to see what happens when we reach the end of the time here. Because like on the other ones, I wasn't sure if I wanted to stick around for the time limit. Because like it said like the portal will close around that time, but now this one's just the void breach will happen around this time. So I guess we'll see what happens. The snake died to some vines. Prickly vines. I'll just head back to the portal and just kind of chill out there. It better be like a void seed from Risk of Rain 2. Either that or like it generates like a lot of void enemies, like the kind of guys that you fight when it's nighttime. That's my guess. Whenever a void breach happens, then you gotta fight against like tons of void dudes, which could be kind of.
You have found yourself.
Shut up, me. Which actually could be kind of useful if you want to get something like Void Essence. Oh well. And now we wait. You just sit back and wait. For some amount of time. I wish it actually had like an actual countdown. Let's see. Checking out my memories, I only found like actually 3 new things, which is a lot less than I was expecting. I don't know if I need to probably like come back to this world and find out some other areas, but I need to find like I think 42 other things that I somehow haven't found yet, and then I can get like the not max 200 memories, but just like really high amounts of memory. This frog doesn't even drop anything. Okay, so no point to killing frogs. Hello, crocodile. Hi there. There we go. It is about time for the Void Breach. Button 424. How dare you? Spooky noise. All right. What is going to happen? Spooky music, activate. That's not spooky. We'll work with that. The Void Breach has started. Everything is now purple. There is something portaling over here. There is a snake. Oh, yeah. Yeah, it is. It basically is. It has like a bunch of void entities. That's kind of neat. All right, get my bow ready. All right, so I actually kind of like this as like something. I'm gonna see how many of these guys I can actually defeat before I need to leave. There's another portal over there too. So yeah, after the time limit, it just happens. It's 70 beholders. That would have been really fun if it was. Luckily, it was just the one. I got a void heart from that. I'm actually going to see how many of these I can get, like, void hearts. Massive wind noise from, like, no source. Okay. Get stun once. adamantite storage should be like unbreakable. Why isn't it? Yeah. The game's in development. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. This is bad. No, I'm gonna get out of here. I needed to heal really bad, and I just did not want to fight that guy. Okay, so that's good to know. I can go there and I can try to find, or farm for Void Essence and Void Hearts. In the future, whenever, like, the time arises, which that's cool. I'll keep that in mind. Let's get all that stuff put away. Right then, next thing that I wanted to do today was, start a big dig project. Which sounds a little silly, because it is, and every time that I play Minecraft, or like a Minecraft type game, kind of as a tradition, I want to go mining. But like, mining in such a way that I dig a giant hole. But a giant hole in such a way that you're like, hey, did the world glitch out or something? Why is there a giant hole here that goes down to bedrock? That's the kind of hole I like making. So, today I want to actually kind of start on that and see how that can go. Now, what are the benefits to making a giant hole? Well, I get a bunch of resources, so that if ever I want to like build anything, I have a lot of resources to go off of. I got like a ton of wood recently. There were like some redwood trees that I chopped down, and they have tons of wood, and I was able to get like a bunch of stuff for that. So I might be able to just make a bunch of chests to store all the blocks, so that's not too big of a deal. The actual big deal is how long it's going to take to mine it everything out. Now, I've thought about this for a while. It's somewhat typical of me. I could probably do like maybe a 25 by 25 hole, like somewhere around there, and then 25 blocks in that direction, like diagonally, and then make a big square off of that. And just dig all the way down to bedrock. Although, doing that, how high are we right now? We're at, if you look in the top left corner, it's hard to see because it's very tiny text, but I'm at Y127, the middle number on the purple dots. Again, super tiny. But if we do that, and pull up my calculator, because I need to do math that I don't want to do right now. If we're mining out a 25 by 25 block area, that is 625 blocks per layer. Right at the very start, there's probably going to be some extra blocks, so every layer is not going to have exactly that amount. So we'll start about the 110th layer, something like that. So then I need to multiply that by 110, and I get 68,750 blocks that need to be mined, just in a 25 by 25 area, which that's a lot. Now, the real problem that I have with this is Hytale and not Minecraft. If this was in Minecraft, I'd get a few diamond pickaxes and a haste 2 beacon and be done with this in like a couple days. This is in Hytale, where everything is not quite like that. Let's see if I can pull up my notepad really quick just so I can like look at this. So we start off with 25 by 25 equals 625 per layer. And then 625 multiplied by 110 layers equals that amount of blocks. A adamantite pick breaks breaks like 400 blocks before it goes away. So I need to divide that by 400. So for this to actually work, I'm gonna need about, say 171 adamantite picks to actually do this. Which is a little ridiculous, and that was the thing I was worried about. see, red picks. Like, that number specifically is the thing to worry about, because I will not be able to get that done in a reasonable time, because I will constantly be running out. I can repair picks, which that's not too big of a deal. They do cost, like, light leather, though, which I don't have a lot of availability for. But yeah, just in general, this is going to take a hecking eon. So I could probably do something less. Like, I could do like a 10 by 10 area, and then that'd be a bit better. Like, let me see. Let me do like some math on that. So a 10 by 10 area is 100 blocks per layer, and 110, and then it'd be like only 10,000 blocks, which then would be a lot less. I just did some quick head math. Why is the one stupid Germa quote, if I chop you in a meat grinder and the only thing that pops out is your eye, you're probably dead, says Germa? I don't know. Germa just does like a lot of funny stuff. Anyway, so I might, for the sake of convenience, only mine out like a 10 by 10 area. Which I'd rather not do. I want to do like the big stuff, because I like digging out big areas for funnies. However, I do not have the tools or resources currently in Hytale in order to make that feasible, so I'm just gonna have to deal with a smaller hole. Unfortunate. Now the real question is, where do I want to start it? Because I've thought about starting it around my base somewhere. Of course, having a giant hole isn't going to be very preferable, but I still kind of want to just do it anyway. I'm just figuring out where. Spee. Oh, yeah. Okay, there's a lot of other German quotes, to be fair. There's Spee. I think my favorite one's the giant enemy spider. Giant enemy spider. Do 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 do. Dun 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 dun. Alright, where do I want to mine out? Actually, you know what? I could probably start with a 10 by 10 hole, and then as time goes on and like new stuff is added in, I might be able to get a bigger hole. Actually, just for fun, I might want to start it here, like over in this area. Might try it out. So let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. That's actually a lot more than I expected. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. I'm just gonna mine out this whole area, actually. And then make the 10 by 10 hole in the middle of it. I think that's what I'll do. So it begins, the hole to the bottom of the world. That might take a while. Oh, I almost forgot. I need to set something. Where can I change my key bindings? There it is. I'm gonna change that. So, a problem that I found whenever I made any of these holes is that if I hold down my mouse button for too long, everything breaks. As in, like, the mouse itself just doesn't want to work. And I don't quite like having a mouse that doesn't work because I've held down the button for so long. So, anyways, I have a foot pedal, and now I have pressed the foot pedal, and it now is considered my foot pedal to be the left click button. This will be very good. Very good idea. Joshua's here, says, hey Dean. Hello, Josh. I finally decided to dig that hole. And I will dig that hole until I cannot anymore. Let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. 13, 14, 15. Okay, that's just the mining area. The hole will be a bit smaller. Let's see. Oh, I guess something kind of interesting. I'm only bringing this up mostly because Josh actually asked this at one point of when I'm gonna get like some more my other Deltarune blind playthrough streams. When am I gonna get highlights for those? Because like it's been several months. When are they gonna come out? I've actually finally decided to work on them. So I technically have like part 1 done. I'm gonna split it up into a bunch of different parts because good grief, chapter 4 is really long. But I'm hoping to get the first part actually out at some point, so expect that within the next either today or tomorrow or something like that. Let's see. I've had a lot of fun with Deltarune, but like, I think around the time that I got done with my Deltarune streams, I just kind of hit like a burnout state, and I just really didn't want to do anything for a while. That was also when I took like my huge stream break for a long time, for several months even. So, well, it's been a while. I want to actually get those up and running again, or get the highlights out. Because, let's see, for the longest time I always wondered what was the point of doing those highlights, because, I mean, you can just watch the stream, as an example. Or, like I could watch the stream. I go off of a lot of, like, I watch my own stuff and then come to my own conclusions. Like, man, it would be really cool if I had, like, this version of the video or something, because, like, my videos are the thing I have full control over, so, like, I can be my own critic and figure out, like, hey, this should be better in some aspects. And then I can actually directly lodge that complaint with the management. Moi. Anyways, doing that, I tried to figure out, like, the best ways to make content. Like, oh, do I actually want to watch that? And try to figure out if I want to watch it or not. And, like, if I don't like watching it, try to figure out why I don't, and then figure that out, I guess. Anyways, for the highlight videos, I've been trying to figure out if it's even worth making those. And, well, recently, since I've been trying to get back into making Deltarune theory videos, I've kind of thought about, oh, what if I checked out some of my old gameplay and see, like, what were my thoughts during that? Like, during some of the streams, as an example. Well, I forgot about the part where there's a lot of dead space between when I'm talking about things normally and then when something comes up and I want to have, like, a conversation, try to piece together some interesting lore information, or just nothing at all. Oh, that broke. Let's see. There we go. Anyways, so for a while I've been like, okay, maybe I don't want to do the highlights for the streams. I have other stuff that I really need to do. Blah blah. Let's see. Blah 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 blah. I've been working on things for a while and blah 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 blah. Anyways, I finally decided to actually work on the highlights because I've reached a point where I wanted to try and make videos every week, like at least one video a week. And that's become a thing that I wasn't able to do, but trying to do other stuff on top of that. And I don't really entirely count streams, but like depending on the week, if it's been like a particularly difficult week for me, I'll probably just say, you know what, you've had a difficult week. Just count the stream as like a video or something. I don't want to do that because like I want to actually get big. Oh my gosh. I really don't know why everything keeps crashing. There we go. Jello's here! Says hi, Void sent me. Hello, Jello. I heard that you were getting better, that's good. Big, you say? Yeah, like a big shot. I want to get big. Very big. Ahem. I want to get very big. So big we can stretch and see past the dark. Whatever he says. But that will take some time. Time that I don't particularly have at the moment, but I can still, like, make stuff. Anyways, I've been trying to figure out, like, the best way to actually do that, and honestly, the best way to get big in this day and age is to have big ideas, and then not do those quite yet, just do a bunch of small ideas first to build up to the big ones. And then you just kind of do whatever he says, Spamtonio. But work on small projects first and lead those up to the big ones. Because in actuality, you kind of need to make those small projects first in order to kind of like make a presence for yourself, or like get an idea of what you need to do. Like way earlier in this stream, I was like, hey, you know what would be really cool if I made an animation? Like, I've thought about making like a Tenna dance emote thing, kind of like what Tenna does over on my shelf 24/7, like when he does the boogie thing. But like try to do that with my avatar as like a cute little animation I could do. That sounds like a lot of fun. Problem, that's like 45 frames of animation. The most that I've ever done was 16, and I didn't even use that correctly. And I did like a form of animation, and it literally was like 16 frames of some type. It looked okay, and then I ended up reusing it for something different because I didn't actually make the animation right. So, if I do want to make like a me dancing emote, which would be really funny, that will just take a while. And might just take like a couple months or so. So before I do anything like that, I want to do like smaller, or some kind of smaller anime, or kind of lead up to that. Or alternatively, I could just like jump into it and just document my process trying to make it. All of them are options. Ooh, I just thought about this for the hole. So ideally, the main hole itself is going to be like 10 blocks by 10 blocks. I'm digging out a 15 by 15 area and eventually gonna dig that out. I've thought about whenever I'm digging into the center, I want to make a staircase, and I'll just have the staircase going around the area that I haven't mined out, and then I can like fill that in later in my workout. How full am I? Full, not full enough. I need to also get like chests ready so that I can like store all of these blocks, because this is going to be a big hole and it's going to be a while. So, basically, Deltarune stream highlights are coming out over the rest of February. I'm hoping to get that done. Bob says Team Fortress C. I know there's Classified that came out. I've heard about it. I haven't personally checked it out yet. Everyone keeps recommending it to me that I don't know if I'll check it out. Yeah. Busy syndrome. Freezing syndrome. Actually, it's actually like freezing syndrome. I'm suffering from the freezing issue. Yeah, okay. Okay, other projects that I have been working on. There is the stream highlights that's coming out this month, but other thing that I'm going to try to push myself to do is actually get the hecking second voice theory done, because I've been saying that I've been working on that for months now, and I have nothing to show for it. Correction, I have like a teaser that I made, and that like at least does the intro, but other than that, I really don't have anything to really show for it. So, and I'm kind of tired of it just sitting in like, and just sitting around and not doing anything. So I'm hoping to push myself and get that out this month, so that I can get that out of the way. The video project ended up being like an hour and a half long. I think I can like shorten it down a little bit, but hour and a half long. I've thought about like redoing a couple of the recordings because like while I was making that, I wanted to make like some more faces for me to like pose between, and I think I have enough now that I can actually make something or like have something more detailed than when I started with. Let's see, filling in specifically these areas, and then I'll take them out later. Good grief. Okay. Dean, if you decide to do TFC, someday you could get one of those playing with viewer streams or something. I won't confirm, I won't like agree or disagree with that. You can have that as like an idea. I don't know if I'll ever do that though. We'll put it in the back burner of the back burner of the back burner. Anyways. Alright, so a little area here. I need to figure out what I need to actually dig out. So I want this to be actually accurate. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. Okay, how far in do I want to do? So both sides, that if I start here, it'll be a 9 by 9. If I start here, it'll be 11 by 11. Actually, I think we'll start here. Trying to figure out like what I need to do first, and then I can just like go on autopilot for the rest of the time. Okay, so it's not actually starting out as a 10 by 10 because I did my math wrong, and it's just going to be a 9 by 9 for now, but this is fine. Fine for now until I regret it later, but that's later. Right now, I don't regret this. This is the best idea I've ever had. I'm going to be mining for days. It's going to be glorious. So yeah, the second voice theory project is going to eventually come out this month. That is the hope, the want, and desire. I hope to actually get that out. Oh, I should... Actually, I'm going to work on the inventory management at the moment, see if I can get that settled first. I need to make a bunch of chests. As well as a lot of ladders, I think. So where... I've got a bunch of... Yeah, there we go. Make a bunch of chests, and work off of that for the moment. So what needs to be done for the second voice theory video for it to be done? Well, I mentioned earlier I might want to do a couple re-recordings. Nothing too crazy, but just like redoing some of the footage that I had on there, because most of it honestly just took forever to get to a point. Like I kept going in circles about something, being like, it's very specific, guys. Like I need to be very accurate with what I'm saying here. No, I could probably shorten it down a bit. Oh, I need torches. I want torches too. See if I can make some of those. Alright. So there's like a couple re-recordings that I want to do. I don't think it'll like take that long. It probably will be like a week where I'm specifically focusing on redoing the audio. Froze again. But other thing I want to focus on as well is like, jeez, background footage, because apparently actually doing background footage for the project was a little difficult because I wasn't sure what to actually do for it. So I just needed to figure out what I need to do for that. There shouldn't be too long. Shoot. It shouldn't be too I've got like tons of footage that I can actually use, and I've got a good idea of what I want to be said and focused on, so that's not too big of an issue. You just need to do the good old make it. Yep. Damn, not again. I love freezing randomly. That's why I freeze randomly. That's why I do it. It's not because something happens and I don't know why. It's because I love not moving for several seconds. That's why I like doing it. Bin, let's kill the horse. I'm tired, man. I'm just quoting random stuff now. Let's see. Let's see. Are there any other projects that I was working on? Okay, a couple, but I don't know how many of these projects I actually want to talk about. Because like, some of them I do think is really cool if I keep them a surprise, but also I just like talking about them just to get an idea of like other people's thoughts on them. Okay, how about this one? One idea that I had was working on a quote-unquote weird route version of my Chris Talks to the Soul video. That one actually is like my most successful video that I've ever made so far, being like the most highest viewed video in general of like 80-something thousand, which, good gracious, that's a lot of people that like looking at it. That's the idea of it seemed to resonate with a lot of people, so I wanted to see if I can make something different or similar but different. I didn't want to like do an entire copy of it, as in also can I make a workbench stuff? Just have these out here. I didn't want to make a, like... I wanted to make a weird route version of that. Hey, Chris, sorry if things took a weird route right now. I don't want to do anything, like, really cringy with it, because, like, my personal thoughts on the weird route is that it's something that's somehow possible, yet isn't supposed to be possible for us to do. Also, I needed to break these blocks to make it look better, but I have to break stuff in order to... Good gravy, I'm breaking everything. No. Basically, the thing I wanted to make is different from just like, hey Chris, we're gonna be kind of weird, and I just didn't want to be cringe. I actually wanted to like delve into the thought process behind what the soul could be thinking about while like going through the whole weird route situation. And the idea that I had was from the perspective of like someone who has completed Undertale in its entirety, as in going down the Geno route and everything that entails. So I wanted to figure out how to like have a script that would paint the soul as like the curious type that's trying to figure out what's going on, and it's just like, well, this isn't exactly what I wanted to do, because it reminds me of the time I wanted to do the Geno route so long ago, which that ended up in some horrific consequences that I really didn't like. But trying to figure out like some kind of a reason for the soul not to do it, or at least like hold off from it, because like it would know, okay, at some point I'm going to be doing this. There needs to be some kind of situation to come up that convinces the soul to like hold off from doing it for a while. And one idea I had, there is a section of the weird routes where you are able to like go into the basement of the vents while Chris is in Noelle's room at the time. And if you do that, you can actually find Susie trying to find clues in the basement there. And I thought, hey, you know what would be kind of interesting? What if the soul on an adventure trying to figure out like what other interesting stuff is in the weird route variant that it's going through? Like, I wonder what kind of different stuff is around here, because this is the only time that there's ever been anything different in this game. And this is like the only chance that I have for literally anything to be different. Huh? What's this? I can just randomly find Susie over here? Maybe we should talk for a while. And then, the idea was that, like, the soul and Susie would talk to each other, but, like, I had, like, the idea of, during the first part of the conversation, Susie legitimately thought that that was Chris talking, because, at the time, let's see, the idea I have is that the soul, or whenever Chris speaks, or we speak through the soul, that's just how Chris like speaks at the time. So like whenever Chris is speaking, it's actually us speaking through Chris, which is actually entirely different than what their voice normally sounds like. So idea that I had was like the soul would be talking and then Susie would overhear it and be thinking, wait a second, is that Chris that's talking in the vent? Chris, why are you in the vents? And then a conversation would come up where Susie doesn't know that the soul is the person that she's talking to in the conversation for a little while. At least until the soul decides to reveal itself. And anyways, I wanted to figure out like some scripted conversation where Susie and the soul would talk to each other and basically kind of hint towards that the soul was doing some weird stuff, but Susie's like completely no idea, or just doesn't even recognize what's actually going on. It doesn't realize the full capabilities of it. But just like the soul saying, "Hey, do you want things to not be weird?" What are you talking about? Oh, you know, have things been weird lately? I mean, kinda. What if I told you that I was the one that made it weird? What? You're the one that made it. What the heck does that mean? Do you want me to not make it weird? I mean, that's preferable. Alright, I won't make it weird. And Susie has no idea what she just saved everyone from. Anyways, the afterwards, the aftermath of that is like the soul basically thinking, okay, you know what? You know, we kind of... Oh, Rio's here, says hi and leave. Like, okay, see you, Rio. Basically, the soul will come to some conclusion of, you know what? You know what, with Susie here, maybe there is still hope in the future. Maybe there is some way that I don't have to do the weird route in order to figure out how to solve everything. Maybe she'll convince me to find some other way other than going down the weird. You know what? Maybe I'll just postpone doing the weird route for some time. Anyways, that was the idea that I had for like a weird route variant of it. I don't know how interesting that actually end up being, because I need to actually make the script and make it work. But anyways, that's kind of the premise, and I'm trying to work off of that for now. Let's see. I want to make... Let's see, I have ladders. They have fencing. Oh, I might need to make fencing. I'm gonna make it here. Heck, I'm blind. Where's the fencing? Oh, this is a different fence. Okay, I forgot, like, different wood types have different fencing. Take sallow, I guess. And we'll work with it. We'll work with that. So that's just one project that I'm working on, and I want to see if I can get that done this month, or at least like get the script done, because that's just going to be a thought in the back of my mind for like the rest of time for now or something. Let's see. making guardrails, you know, so you don't accidentally fall in. That would be preferable. Okay. What other projects am I getting myself to? Well, okay, one that I kind of had, there was like one stream some time ago where I kind of showed this off. I won't say where it is, so you can be like, huh, I wonder what it's gonna be like, because the theme of today is me talking about stuff and not showing it off. For dramatic effect. Mwahaha. This is OSHA regulated. Yay, I made it OSHA regulated. Yippee. There we go. So, other thing that I've been working on, I won't show it off this stream. I have it somewhere in a different stream. You're gonna have to find out where that one is. Mwahaha, because I'm evil. Basically, a game that I really like playing, called Warframe, is something that I've been working on for a while. Or, let's see. A project that I've been working on in the background for a very long time is a thing where I get to play as the Roaring Knight in Warframe. That was the idea that I had. At the moment, I do have the quote-unquote build done, as in, like, I actually am playing something that looks like and feels like I'm playing as the Roaring Knight, which is really cool. Oh, it's the Roaring Knight build thing, yeah. I won't show off what it looks like at the moment, but in one of the recent blog posts, I had like an image of what it kind of looks like. So I guess that's something. So like the like black knight looking thing in like one of my recent blog posts, it's supposed to be a teaser for that. I have a really good idea of like what I want to do to show it off. Like I've thought about making two different videos. One where I show like a heavily edited montage of me just playing as the Roaring Knight in there and having a bunch of attacks synced up with like the Black Knife music, which still working on that obviously. I'm kind of still in like the planning phase to figure out what I need to do for it, because there is a feature in Warframe where you can like take your models and you can go into a camera, like a specific camera mode, and basically take photos or videos of it and then show it off to people. And it's a really well-made mode. I really do like it. It's called Capture something. Good grief. The only thing that's stopping me at the moment is I need to learn more about how to use Captura, as well as what's possible, because I don't know exactly how possible the ideas that I have, so I just need to like sit down and just tinker around with it and figure something out. Stuttering dang. Nope, that's just me. I'm the one that's stuttering. I want to be able to get that done this month, but like with the stream highlights project that I'm going to be working on, I don't know for certain how likely it'd be for me to get that the Roaring Knight build done. But whenever I do get it, not only do I want like a heavily edited video just showing off some gameplay, I also wanted to have like a build video just to be like, okay, so the edit was really cool, but do you want to see what it actually does? And then we get to see what it actually does, and I just get to show off the build. Main thing to note is the build itself basically centers around doing absurd amounts of crit damage. And I thought this was really funny. I was like testing it out in some other games, and I feel like it's like a good enough that I can go into like late game stuff and be fine. But in one of the late game levels that I was in, where we just me and like some random people were basically just hanging out in an area and just grinding for resources, like you do in a looter shooter type game. And at one point, it kind of became a competition between me and this other guy, where we were trying to see like who could get the higher damage participation or kill participation. Oh, Eram's here and says hello. Hello. Hello, Eram. I'm digging a hole. So far, the hole has been dug. Shoot, what was I on about? Oh yeah, so a competition between me and this other guy for like highest damage or highest kill participation. And, well, needless to say, he actually had the higher kill participation, because, like, I think by the end of that game that we were playing, he had, like, I think 1,500 enemy kills or something like that. Whereas I only had, like, 800, or maybe going on 1,000 or something. I was, like, really far behind. That being said, the Roaring Knight build was made in such a way that I do such high and frequent crit damage that I actually beat him in damage output. Like, most of the attacks that I dealt were dealing like 500,000 or multiple millions of damage, which most of the enemies in that game at that level have like either 100,000 health or like 500,000 health or something like that. So I was doing like multiple millions of damage, and I think he was only doing enough to kill them. So basically, every time that I killed an enemy, it would be like killing 5 enemies worth of damage. Because again, I was critting for like millions of damage. It was very fun. I could see the giant red numbers. Fun fact, whenever you crit in that game, it goes from a yellow, orange, and red crit, because you can actually crit multiple times. You can crit on your crits. Anyways, the Roaring Knight build tries to crit on a crit about 8 times, I think is what I got up to, which then ends up causing it to do like 100 times damage or something. Maybe 1,000, or it's not 100 times exactly, but it's like it multiplies itself a lot. So I guess more accurately, it squares the damage is kind of a more accurate way to put it. But or exponentially increases it. Basically, by the end of it, I think I had 45% damage participation, and the other guy that I was competing against only had about, I think, like 39 or something, or around 40. So I did 5% more damage than him in terms of like the massive pie chart of who did the most damage, and it was me. I did it. Also, during that situation, I don't know if I read the numbers wrong, but I think I did something that made me deal 900 million damage. Although more thinking about it, I think it was actually 90 million, or yeah, 90 million that actually happened, because like I didn't notice my damage counter go up too high. But like, there was one attack that I did that did 90 million damage. That was the highest damage threshold that I've did on any attack with the Roaring Knight build so far. I need to figure out how to more accurately get that more consistently, so I can be like, all right, you, fuck you, 90 million. For the moment, the build at least consistently does like 500,000 damage, or like 250,000 damage to everything that I fight against. So it's not too big of a deal that I can't get the damage numbers to be very consistent, but it's enough. It kills things, and that's what it does. It's even funnier whenever I'm like able to
or like I'm fighting some of the bosses in the game, and then they talk smack, and then I just hit them with a huge heavy melee attack that also does bonus crit damage, and then they get swooned. Like they legitimately just get swooned, annihilated in an instant. Anyways, at some point I want to actually get the Roaring Knight build as a video just to show it off, which I've been looking for a reason to like make a Warframe video on this channel for a long time, and nothing really fit very well because, like, I mean, my audience is mainly Deltarune people, so what's the best way to get people interested in it? Hey guys, I'm gonna play as the Roaring Knight real quick, and they're like, huh? The Roaring Knight? What do you mean you could play as the Roaring Knight in this game? And then I play it, and then they're like, whoa, that's so cool. That's what I'm expecting. But at some point, either this month or next month, I want to make like a edited video of me playing as the Roaring Knight and kind of sync it up with some cool stuff that can happen, or like some parts of the Black Knife song. I have like ideas that I want to do for it. It just takes a while to do is the problem. Bobkin says, I just noticed people, the mods have an ice cube next to the name. I don't know why they changed that. It's now, it used to be a gear or like a wrench. Yeah, it used to be a wrench, but now it's not. I don't know why they did that. I don't know why they like did that kind of a change. There's like literally no point to that. Even funnier, I was trying to like get my bot, my alt bot account on here, Beans various assortment of beans, and as soon as I made like a comment on the stream, it had like the gear emoji next to it, next to its name, but then it immediately turned into the shield ice cube thing. Shocking, I know. It's very shocking. I would love to figure out what's actually causing that. I'm pretty sure it's some weird combination of like what software I have running at the moment. Anyways, the hole is being dug right now. Heck you two, just in general. Have you all heard about Discord mandatoring people to be teenagers until proven otherwise? I think that's ridiculous. Who lets teenagers on the internet anyway? Parents that don't know how to raise kids. I can't really blame them. They were raised on the internet too, because their parents are like, "Yo, check this out. Isn't this internet thing cool? Oh wow, this internet thing is really cool. Hey kid, I'm gonna show you the internet because I was shown the internet as a kid and look how I turned out. It was good." Then it turns out whenever you raise people on the internet, it actually isn't the best idea because you're exposing them to infinite knowledge and kids' brains don't know how to process that. So it becomes a problem. It's unfortunate, yeah. Luckily, it's gonna be a month from now. So they've given us very short notice, which means that they still have chances to backpedal. But I don't think they can backpedal, because I think it's like a legal issue because of something going on over at the EU or something like that. Anyways, I'm not a fan of this, because that means we gotta like send private information to companies that have tendencies to leak their own information, even though they said they don't have that information anymore. Don't trust big corporations with your data, people. Just don't. Bob says, lucky I'm 27. You're 27? I'm 26. No. Good grief. I've actually found someone older than me. Yay! You cannot believe how many people I've like talked to, and then I'm like, I was like, wait, how old are you? Oh, I'm like 18 or 20 or something. And I'm like, what? Oh, I'm 26. I have like 6 extra years over everybody, and that just feels weird. Trust me, kid, it's not nice. Yay, I'll be there soon. I'll be there at 27 very soon. I'm already not liking my time in my 20s at the moment. Everything's kind of messed up. Well, we manage. Anyways, that's the thing that's going on. I'm not a huge fan of. Can't really do too much other than just try to find alternatives. Or alternatively, just leave the internet, because apparently the internet's just not a safe place in general. Well, the internet was never a safe place. It never was. I don't know why they're trying to make it a safe place. It's like a fake safe place. Hiren says, I'm 4 years old. You're the youngest person here. No way. There's no way you can have such an intelligent conversation with the likes of us while you're only 4 years old. That's ridiculous. Just get an image of G-Man and put it. If it ever comes to it, and I need to do like an age verification thing, I'm gonna find a random Gmod thing, or like a Gmod face, and just try to see if that works. Or actually, you know, it'd be even funnier if like I could draw a face. Like if I could draw my avatar and then it just, or draw it so high detailed in such a way that it actually accepts it. That would be very funny if I could like make something detailed enough to do that. I don't think that'd be possible, but it's an option. Let's see. Still have like a bunch of storage. The Invisible Man. I'm still good on storage. I've got enough space to mine for a bit longer. I really like doing these big mining sessions sometimes because like it kind of gives me an excuse to just like do something somewhat mindless for a really long time and then be like, yeah, but I got stuff out of it. I got a lot of resources. You know, I could probably build a castle out of the blocks that I get here. These are the lies that I tell myself whenever I dig these big holes. I keep saying, oh, I'll just be able to make something really cool later because now I can actually like build something cool. And that's true. And then I never actually do, and then it feels awkward because I never actually use the blocks that I harvest. Oh well. Wait a minute, is Discord doing its thing because it's hacking Great Britain? I think it's mostly because the EU is like doing a lot of the child safety laws recently, which honestly, from what I can tell, is just people like trying to, or the government trying to like get into a lot of stuff of people and then just be a part of their lives forever, which I don't know how to feel about that. I would just like to live in my own little house and play my own little game and be able to use the internet that's been like free for years, and now because there's like a lot of parents that don't know how to raise kids, now that's everyone's problem. I don't know the timeline of events that got to be today, but that's what's going on. Anyways, how far down am I already? Only 30 blocks down? Or around 30 blocks, maybe like 20 or 25. Geez, I'm gonna be here for a while, because this can go kind of deep. I need to probably like check when I started doing this. I should have timed how like long it takes for me to get these layers, because if I can figure out like the timing. Okay, as soon as I get this layer done, I'm gonna try to start a timer and then like time how long it takes for me to like take out a few layers. Okay, I have like a backup pit. Okay. Alright, as soon as I get this done. Everyone is like, the French are bad, the French are bad, but no, it's the British. Eh. I got no thoughts on the French or the British. It's just a lot of recent stuff that's been... Actually, no, just in general, like, everything in the whole world's been just, like, breaking. Okay, complete random segue because I just thought about this. What about that Super Bowl last night? Apparently, I didn't watch the whole thing, but there was, like, a ton of ads about AI. And honestly, I didn't watch most of the commercials of the Super Bowl because most of them were about AI, which was kind of annoying. Let's see, there's my timer. Okay. I'm gonna get my timer out, and I'm gonna see how long it takes for me to mine a few layers. See how that goes. And start. But yeah, me and family were like watching the Super Bowl for a while, which was okay, because that happened recently, but there was like a ton of ads about AI in the, like the ad segments. Also, I can't even tell if like some of them are AI generated or not. Those were the worst commercials to ever be put on the Super Bowl, and I've seen a lot of Super Bowl ones, or a lot of Super Bowl-centered content. Those were just really bad ads. I'll get that iron later. I gotta see how much of this layer I can take out. Hold on, I need a drink of water, goodness. Actually, stop that timer. I'll be right back. I'm gonna go get something. I'll be right back. All right. What did I get that was so important? It was a sucker, because I'm having cough issues, and usually if I have like a sucker in my mouth, then it like breaks up whatever is causing me to cough, so I got one of those. Hopefully that doesn't get by your face. Whatever. Let's see, Bobkin says, dude, screw AI, all I've seen is replacing everything, like, holy... that's kind of what I've seen, too. Also, resuming timer. It's been about technically a minute and 10 seconds while I was getting these layers. Consuming waters and other things. Swedish says companies are like, everyone hates AI. Better put everything into it. Well, the thing is like there's a lot of speculation around AI itself. The idea is that you could just have like a computer do almost everything for you, right? And right now, it somewhat seems like that, because like you can tell a computer to make some really cool art for you, or like a lot of the bigger examples is like, oh, you can make all this like other advanced stuff. Let's see, hold on. It's been about 2 minutes for 3 layers. So if we're going off of that, hold on, let me do my calculations really quick. So if it takes 2 minutes for 3 layers, and I have about 85 layers to go. Let's see, 85 layers. Divide that by 3. Could probably get down to the bottom in like a couple hours, or like 1 hour? Really? Okay, well that's not actually talking about, because it'll actually end up being like 28 minutes or 28 segments, which is 2 minutes, which ends up being about 56 minutes, but then that's not accounting for the time whenever I get to the basalt stuff, which will take like a tiny bit more time to actually break, so it probably won't be exactly an hour, but that'd actually be kind of impressive if I can get down there. Let's see how far we can get down today. Anyways, I was saying about AI stuff. A big issue I think what's going on at the moment, or that's been going on for a while, is the idea that, oh, companies could just like get AI to do all that stuff and fix a lot of problems, right? To be fair, I will say there are still uses for AI in terms of like excessively programming like the correct thing or something. Hold on. I got this problem where I have to cough. Hold on. Also, my cat now has my hand, and I can't get it away from him. Can I have my hand back? He's like licking my hand. I can't do anything. I'm stuck. Guys, call the cat department. I can't move. No! Give me my hand. Okay. Good grief. I got my hand back. Yay. Bob says I have the same problem and cough blood into mouth every last time. Jeez. I just have problems where I get like humidity in my, or dry environments, and then I just have coughing fits. Okay, so blah blah blah. Blah 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 blah. There is still uses for AI, specifically for like the idea of machine learning, so you can program a machine to do a task a lot better. There is benefits to that because you can tell it to do one task and then it does it not flawlessly, but like well enough that you don't need human intervention. But the issue is that sometimes it breaks, or whenever it encounters a situation that it's never encountered before, then it has to like figure out how to deal with that, which is where simulation data comes in. Main uses that I have seen for it that are actually really interesting. There is like stuff in the medical field where you can ask an AI, like, or a specially trained one, to be like, can you spot the disease? And then the AI who has been trained to spot a very specific disease is like, yes, it's actually like right over there, right over there, right there, right over there. That's why I can see it right there. I've seen the pattern about 1 quintillion times. That's it, definitely. And then, like a human can check it out and double check it and then cross-reference it and say, oh, yep, there it is. Thank you for your pattern recognition brain, computer. No problem, that's my job, to find patterns and replicate them. That's what I do. I don't have a soul. I don't know why people think I have one. Nope, I just pattern recognition. That's all I do. And then there's people that think that they're real and have, like, lives. Of course, if you program one to be, like, extremely expressive, then it kind of gets to a point where you can't really tell, because, like, it is actually, like, designed to be incredibly expressive and dynamic and has a bunch of different parameters. There's a ton of different uses for it. Like, other use is in the robotics field. Like, I don't know if you've seen, but Boston Dynamics has done some pretty cool stuff with not like the general intelligence, but just like machine learning algorithms. Because let's see, they've unveiled like a recent robot, the Atlas 2.0 or something like that, that has like a lot more flexibility with it, and they've shown it doing some really cool gymnastic moves, like doing a front flip into a back flip somersault thing. Which that's pretty impressive. But in order for it to actually do that, it needed to like run like billions of simulations of itself doing the action, and then simulating environments with different parameters in order to get it. And even still, it didn't do it all correctly. But the whole point of getting it to be able to do these front flip, back flip, dance moves and whatnot is to see if it can actually do that, because there's like a ton of movement that goes into dancing and movement in general. So that's why they like focus on trying to get their robots to dance. Anyways, in one video that I watched, only AI trust is Queen in Metaton and Axis. Okay, technically Metaton isn't an AI. Metaton's a ghost inhabiting a robot body, so you can't say Metaton's an AI. Technically not a robot, but is a ghost possessing a robot. You caught because of humidity. I caught because I have something that ails me. We are not the same. This is true. But yeah, back to like Boston Dynamics doing stuff. They using some of the machine learning algorithms, they've actually been able to motion capture a random reporter doing reporting what's going on with Boston Dynamics, and they just put them in a motion capture suit. And then they're like, okay, cool. Come back in like 6 hours, and we'll just have the robot do your movements exactly, as in like match the movements that have already been done. And, well, lo and behold, it was actually able to do that. It was, like, very closely able to match, like, how the reporter moved, how he swayed back and forth, some of the movements that he did. Like, he can swaying around, and then the robot was also swaying around in time with it. Grush, and everyone been a Metaton? The red human soul stands for ball game. Huh? But, yeah, the point I'm trying to make is that there's, like, some interesting stuff that you can do with AI. I just don't think the whole generative, or, like, the generative photo and video stuff, or even, like, the chatbots are gonna actually go anywhere. Because I literally just feel like those are kind of useless. I mean, you could have a chatbot specifically for, trying to do like very simple stuff, like just get Siri 2.0. Siri, make a video. No, schedule an appointment and just quickly like mark that down on my calendar really quick. Siri, multiply this number by that number, and then it's like, okay, fine, I'll do that because that's what I'm programmed to do. Do what you ask. Let's see. There we go. Done. That's pretty cool. Siri, make me an image of the... Wow, that's pretty advanced. I'm not able to do that. Maybe we've been wanting those for a while. I still like Siri though, because they went through a lot of effort to make that voice possible. Because that was like way before they got into like pattern recognition voicing. I still don't even use Siri that much. I still do a lot of stuff myself. But I can still see where like the usefulness of just telling a computer to schedule something for you is really helpful. Or like at least like write it down in your reminders or something. Anyways, what am I talking about with like the whole company's taking over the whole AI stuff? They think that it's going to be a lot bigger than it's going to be, or they really want the general super intelligence to be possible. Which, I mean, I can see where that could be possible, but with how things are going right now, or like what kind of programs that they have at the moment, I honestly don't think we'll get to the super intelligence that we're hoping for. Not because like we don't have the time or capabilities. I think we'll get there eventually, but like not with Earth's resources. It's already like draining an insane amount. I also think a lot of the AI companies are losing their funding because investors are figuring out, wait a second, are we getting any money out of this? You said we were going to get a lot of money out of this, and it's been like a year or two and you haven't gotten anything out of it. As in, you're not doing anything profitable. Are you going to do anything with this? Can I get my money back now? And I think that's what a lot of investors have noticed and are thinking at the moment. Which is why you've probably seen every now and again, like, some random thumbnails that are like, oh, the AI bubble has finally burst. Because investors are finally figuring out that it's not worth it at the moment. So, hopefully this whole AI craze dies down. Because, it's been nothing but problems. Okay, correction, there has been like some things, like I've mentioned, like the medical field of robotics researching, like there is still like really good stuff that can come from it. But companies have been trying to like shoehorn it into everything possible. Everyone hates Windows 11 because it relies a lot on AI tools that just kind of spies on you all the time. That's kind of all it does. It's also the main reason I don't go upgrade to Windows 11. I'm running on Windows 10. And I'm still working fine. Not to say that Windows 10 doesn't like keep track of stuff that you do. It's just, I don't even know what exactly happens under the hood. I would rather work on Linux so I don't have to worry about like privacy issues. But I tried that and it went okay until it took me like 2 weeks to get a program working, and I was like, I just want something that works. I want to get back to making videos. So I'm thinking on going back to Linux at some point when like some more programs are able to work with Linux. Like, I basically got stuck not being able to get DaVinci on there. Even though there is a Linux version of DaVinci, it just doesn't work. Siri, cause the roaring. Siri, cause the roaring. Oh, I've entered magma level. Oh, you know what would be kind of funny if I've also thought about this at some point. You know how I was like making like a Tenna avatar. Something I thought would be really funny is I don't think I'll actually do this because that's a lot of work to do. But have some kind of like robot companion that it's just called Mike, and I could just say, Mike, play the laugh track, and then he plays the laugh track. I think that would be very funny. Like, Mike, play the laugh track, and then everyone laughs. It would be very funny. But like, just figure out, oh yeah, whenever I say this, just do thing. Like I could really say, Mike, cut the feed, and he would actually cut the feed. I think that'd be really funny to do. Mike, do something. Mike, ban this guy from the chat, and then I have a feature like that. Although in reality, what would be even funnier is if in actuality it's just like somebody else that I have that's called Mike, or I just call them Mike. It is like working behind the scenes on some of the stuff. Or in actuality, it's actually me as well, because a lot of the stuff that I do on here is like me multitasking, getting it to work, which has been very fun and enjoyable. We're only at layer 70 now. We're getting down there. I'm gonna have to fix up my pickaxes soon. I have like repair kits with. Oh, my inventory's full. Actually, okay, I might just go with this real quick. I see 3 different dudes. Mike number 1, do this. Mike number 2, do that. And then swap back and forth.
Where's Pluie? I want to see my little Pluie.
Okay, here's the other thought. It started off with like a Siri bot that I just called Mike doing stuff. But then Mike stops working at some point. Either like he leaves or some other reason that I just do not know, or unknown to everybody. And then so like some random coworkers that I had just turned into Mike and just kept up the act that Mike is still like doing stuff. You know, like what the Mikes are doing right now. That could be literally what's going on. It just, okay, Mike's gone for some reason. Mike is literally gone, or isn't? Is Mike gone? But you only know that there is one. There can only be one Mike. That's what the Mike said to the Mike. Therefore, there are more Mike. There are more Mike. And all these put away. Okay, let's see. I got a couple repair kits here. Let's see if I can fix some adamantine picks. I have one more that I need to fix up at some point, but I'm waiting for that one to get like used more before I repair it, because it basically full repairs it at the cost of some durability. 10% of it, I think. Jeez. Down into the depths. Actually kind of surprised how deep this hole got. I know I was thinking on like doing like something bigger, so it probably didn't take as long as this did. But it works. I've entered the Lava Legion. Actually, I'm gonna take a quick break from mining, and maybe like a 5-minute break. I need to pace myself a little bit here, because this is just gonna take forever. But yeah, this is a pretty nice hole at the moment. Yeah, it's not as big as I wanted, but I actually got pretty far. But I can go further. Okay. I lost my thoughts. Lost? Lost girl? December? Death? We're all brain rotted. You know, every time that I hear the word burning, I keep thinking like, my eyes are burning like DVDs of any movie at half price. That quote from Spamton is like stuck in my head anytime I hear burning at all in any context. Or same thing with Tenna, actually. Like during his crash out scene when he says like something about the pipes. Like, I can't think of pipes in any other context than like Tenna mentioning like, I'm sorry about the pipes. I knew I shouldn't have done it. But the pipes had to go somewhere. They had to go somewhere. They just had to go somewhere. Burning eyes. Eyes are burning like DVDs of any movie at half price. Ugh. Right. I'm trying to think about just general stuff. Everything. I'm thinking about everything. I want to do this dig operation. This is excuse me. I think I'm about like halfway there actually. I don't think I'll be able to like finish it today. I want to see if I can get to like the basalt stuff today. I think that would be like a really good achievement to get to. If I can get to the if I can get to the basalt stuff, that actually would be great. I'm starting back up again. Let's see. Because right as soon as I get to the basalt, then... Oh, did I freeze? Oh, good grief. There we go. We're halfway there. Whoa, living on the edge of something. Living on the edge of copyright strike. Blah 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 blah. Oh, also, in the case that I, like, run in... It's such a good song. It is a good song. Also, in the case that I run into, like, a large patch of lava, I think I can just, like, pour water over it, and you get, like, cobbled stone and some, like, cooled magma of some kind. I need to like, position myself in my seat better. There we go. God damn. Not again, goodness. There's like nothing going on, game. Why do you want to keep lagging? The game just wants to be very frustrating today. No, my pickaxe broke. Let's see, fix that up. I don't know. Okay, I don't know how to feel entirely about the repair mechanics at the moment. I do think it's good. Like, you can fix it. Like, you can fix up your tools, and eventually you have to get like a new one, because like you can only fix it up so much, which that makes sense. I'm okay with that. I don't like how it's connected to leather at the moment, mostly because leather is a very rare resource, because you can't farm it. Well, you can if you like kill a bunch of mobs, but like you can't have like farm animals farm for it because farm animals aren't breedable yet, so you can't get the leather. Alone at the edge of a universe, humming a tune. Stars and crystal souls aloft. My favorite song from that album is Murders. I made an animation on that. Actually, yeah, it was okay. I don't know if I'll ever finish it though. That I dig into a cavern. I mean, I'm okay with that. There's less blocks to mine, but I'm dug into a cavern. Mining away. I don't know what to mine. I'll just mine it anyway.
It is Minecraft Day. So beautiful. Do they have torches? I do, I just don't have them equipped. It's a... There we go. Pup says I'm more of a music without lyrics kind of guy. There are some music songs with lyrics, but not that many. I'm kind of in the same boat, honestly. I think there's a lot of really good Excuse me. I think there's a lot of really good songs out there that aren't lyrical based, and like they are genuinely still very good. But they don't get a lot of popular appeal, so you just never hear about them. Which kind of sucks, because there are a lot of really good ones. Like all of the Deltarune music. They don't have lyrics, except for a couple. But even the ones with lyrics are really good. Ooh, okay. Do I want to talk about that? Whatever. So, a video game that I've been playing a lot recently. Deadlock. I want to talk about Deadlock for a little bit. Mostly because they had like some really cool updates recently, and I just want to talk. Anyways, if you don't know, Deadlock is a third-person MOBA shooter that is being developed by Valve in secret. No one knows about it. And I am telling you this horrible secret because literally everybody knows it. It's an open secret that it exists. Or, well, technically, there was like a... It's in early access at the moment. It's like not complete. There's still like a lot of assets in the game that aren't finalized. Like, some characters have just missing textures on some parts of their model, or in one case, there's like one guy that has like the whole rigging skeleton visible, like for animating it. Just the whole thing is visible. But the game is honestly really fun. It's getting closer and closer to getting into shut up, music. It's getting closer and closer to getting into a complete state. And I keep thinking about like potentially making a singular video on it, but like what to actually do for it isn't much. Like I could do like a highlights video, but I'd rather do something and rather talk about something like one of the characters in there that you can play as is the Doorman, which doesn't sound that crazy, but I feel like it kind of let's see. So what the Doorman does, he can open doors, as in he actually just has a portal gun. Like he can just open doorways from one place to another, and it's basically the portal gun from Portal, and he has that in a MOBA, and I just love using it. There was one time yesterday, actually, while I was playing as the Doorman. It's something I did. I was like roaming around the map, and I found like some enemy getting some resources from like a resource well thing, and I basically swooped in, knocked them away, because you can actually like throw a cart at people and get people stuck in a cart, like a shopping cart thing, and just send them off in a direction. So I pushed him away and I stole the last of his resources. But it was like this really big guy, and his name's Abrams. His whole thing is that he punches you with his fist and then punches you with his gun that shoots fists. Not really, that's not actually what happens. He just has like a really big shotgun, and he does a lot of damage. Anyways, he shoulder charges me, which is supposed to stun you if you pin against a wall. But the thing is that he missed by about an inch.
and he wasn't able to actually stop me from stun me by running into the wall, because again, he missed the wall by like half an inch or something. And he was coming in for a big 1-2 punch, which in Deadlock you can actually do a parry mechanic, where if you can predict when someone's going to hit you with a melee attack, you can parry it, and then if you parry it correctly, the enemy will actually be stunned for a while. I personally think that the parrying mechanic needs to be changed a little bit, because it's like you get stunned for 3 whole seconds, which I think is stupid. But anyways, I hope they fix that or change that at some point. That they have their priorities. Anyways, what happened is he bashed me into a wall, but he didn't hit the wall, so I didn't get stunned. And he was about to go in for a melee hit, but I parried him just in time, which stunned him. And then, what did I do? Did I kill him? No, I actually couldn't. I was really weak at the time and didn't have the damage potential to actually kill him. So instead, I just hit him with a light melee attack. And that's just like a really quick hit. Slapped him in his face. Shot him a little bit, and I was like, I can't do anything against this guy. I'm just going to use my portal gun to get out. So I made a portal next to him, and then I like portaled like really far away over into my side of the bay or of the map. And then when I went over there, I just did a little funny while he was looking at me. So he was just looking at me, and I was like doing a funny teabag, which I guess must have angered him or something, because he just sent like 2 of the most strongest dudes on the entire enemy team on me. What kind of awesomeness is this? It's a game called Deadlock that Valve has been working on secretly, but not so secretly. Search Deadlock on YouTube and you'll get some information on it. Also, the only way to actually get it right now is if you get invited to it from someone else who already has it. Which, basically you need a Steam friend that has the game in order to actually get invited to it. I do think that there's like forums on Steam, on Reddit, or even on the official Deadlock Discord that's like, hey, do you want to get the game? Cool. Friend this person real quick. You'll get an invite within a couple days, and then you can just unfriend them afterwards or do whatever. So there's methods to get it right now, but also hello Zach Brown. Also, just to give you an idea of what we're doing. Hole. Anyways, I'm getting kind of close to where I'm getting close to a stopping point. Anyways, I want to make a video on Deadlock at some point, solely just to show off the Doorman gameplay, because I just had a lot of fun playing him. And I've gotten compliments before where I was just like doing funky party tricks. Like going in and out of a portal. The enemies can use the portals as well. And you can just like, you can do a lot of really funny playing around, because you could go into the portal, lure an enemy into it as well, and then immediately backtrack into the portal again and close it right at their face, and now they're like behind enemy territory. Or they're like several meters away, now you're over there. It's very silly. But yeah, that's just like a idea that I have for a video that I want to make at some point. I should really just start recording my gameplay and then at some point get a highlight video or something like that. I'll think about it. Hopkins says, played Ark Raiders recently, and the matchmaking is interesting. Just to see a health bar random. Matchmaking's interesting. Searches on how violent you are with other players. So if you like to attack immediately as soon as you run into other players, you get sent to a violent lobby. But if you don't, then it puts you into a friendly lobby where people are more focused on PvE. Oh, that's cool. That's a cool feature. I like that. So I was like, I usually in games like that I try to do PvE or like the environment stuff, PvE. I just think that's a lot more fun. Some people find the PvP part more interesting. I just want to build a base. Like, I don't want the most high-tech of equipment. I just want to, like, mine or build a base in general. So that's a really cool matchmaker feature. Oh, something else that's going on, at least with Deadlock. So even though the game is in early access and isn't out yet, they're getting, like, ever so closer to getting out. As in, they're getting a lot more finalized arts into the game. Recently, ooh, that's a hole. That's a hole. Okay, that's a hole. Recently, so in the game, there are these big dudes called the patrons. And the idea of the game is you're supposed to kill the enemy team's patron. And for the longest time, they basically kind of had like placeholder models, and they haven't looked really good. They've been like these giant circles that float around. They have like a weird looking face. They have some stringy arms that stretches around and shoots lasers or something. It doesn't look very good because it is a placeholder. Anyways, recently they actually finally made an actual model for both of the patrons on either side. And they do kind of look like Eldritch Horrors now, which is kind of neat. Anyways, they also have been doing a thing where they introduce, like, a lot of new characters into the game. Actually, hold on. I don't do this too much, but I think just for now, just to show this off, because I don't know how many people actually know about this game. Let's see, can I look at... Let's see, just as a thing to show off, because I feel like doing that. Let's see. Deadlock.com. Coach? No, I don't want to get a coach for this game. Believe it or not, there are some people that are making a living off of coaching for Deadlock. It's as ridiculous as it sounds. Look, just give me to the website. Is it not? No, let me go to the website. The website. There we go. Okay, and set it to... Oh, cool. Okay, 1 second. It was there for a moment, but I needed to have it here. There we go. So there was like a new update for the game, and they added in like these 6 new characters. There's like a new casual mode that came out at some point, but I just wanted to show these off because like this is one of the patrons, the Hidden King, and that's what he looks like. That's the guy you're fighting for, by the way. So the lore of him is that he's like the embodiment of the shadows of the back alleys or something like that, or like the concept of like the evil in the back alleys. Then there's also this other one that you're fighting against called the Archmother, and it's like some kind of ancient deity that's been stored away in some sarcophagus. Anyways, these look cool. There are like some new characters that came out recently. All of them look really sick. Let's just kind of look at like some of the other character models for a brief moment. Oh yeah, here's like some of the map. They did like some remodeling on like the map that you play on, and this is kind of what it looks like. It does look really good. Anyways, I want to make a video on this game at some point, using the excuse of playing the Doorman, which actually wasn't like very viewable on there because They don't even have it, like the website that they do have isn't actually very proper. Like I think they just made that website so that we could see the new update details. Anyways, the game is cool. If you have someone that's on your friends list that has the game, yell at them and demand them to send you an invite. It's very fun. I do think it's like very computer intensive though, because I've had some friends had issues where they can't run the game because it has like computer requirement. God damn it. Not again. Yeah, there we go. I personally haven't had issues, but there's like some of the friends that I play with have computer issues sometimes. Anyways, that was a conversation on that. I think I should be close to getting to a stopping point, but I want to wait until I get to like the basalt layers, the stuff that takes a while to mine, which actually I'm getting kind of close to. I am honestly actually surprised that I was able to like mine this far down already. Let's see, put some of that away. Another thing I need to check is like how many resources I get. I don't think I got a ton of like iron and copper from this, but I got like tons of rocks. Tons and tons of rocks. Of which I can then use for like either filling in areas or do other stuff. What did I miss? I finished up talking about Deadlock and basically just trying to figure out like how much further I need to go for this. I just want to get to the basalt layers where it just takes too long to mine, and I think I'll stop there for the day and then pick up tomorrow. That's the idea. Oh goodness, how do people on streams keep up talking forever? That's what I'm curious about. You can tell I don't have anything to talk about because I'm complaining about not having anything to talk about. It's ridiculous. It's not ridiculous, it makes sense. Of course I don't have anything to talk about. I have to like talk myself out. Now I'm just saying complete nonsense and being background noise. Hey, no self-awareness. Oh, whatever. What the heck? No. Let's see. Boop, boop. Boop, doop. There we go. What do I think of Hytale's pickaxe system at the moment? I think it needs a lot of work, mostly because there is the thorium and cobalt picks. Or, like, the thorium and cobalt picks have almost no difference. Actually, practically no difference. They are kind of the same. Even though the thorium pick is cheaper than the cobalt one. As in, like, the cobalt one requires more high-quality materials. So, like, and when I got the cobalt pick, I thought it'd be, like, an actual statistical upgrade. Right? But it turned out no. The durability was the same. And even the mining speed was also the same, too. But there's also the adamantite pick that actually does actually mine stuff out pretty quick. Like, it actually mines things out in one hit, which is really good. But then there was also the mithril pickaxes, or mithril materials in general, but mithril is not in the game yet, so I can't even work towards that, which kind of sucks. Really like for the rest of the game to have like some more features, but I keep saying already, the game's is a work in progress. It'll come out eventually, whenever it's ready. How full am I? Not full. Not full at all. I'm hungry. I'm gonna run into lava. No, I think I should be fine. Also, is this the basalt? Aye! There's the basalt. Okay, I've actually reached the layer that I wanted to stop at. That's good. I mention it because the basalt layer is actually just going to take a while. Because whereas all the blocks now have taken 1 hit, I need 3 hits to break these, and if I use the thorium pick, then it'd take like 6, which is not ideal. All right. So, yeah, well, let's see if I can get the rest of the normal blocks out. Then I think I'll reach a stopping point. Yeah, there we go. Well, I'm kind of happy with the hole that I dug. I kind of like it. So, how far down is this? This is only at layer 41, so it can go down further. It'll probably take me about as much time as I did for this stream in order to get down to the very bottom, I think. So I think that's going to be tomorrow. It's a nice cave, though. Right, I really hope at some point Hytale gets like a better pickaxe progression. Like, one thing that I really wanted out of Hytale in terms of, like, mining progression is, like, the ability to break multiple blocks at some point. They kind of actually done that with just the shovel, though. Like, the shovel in this game actually breaks, like, into 3x3. As opposed to just, like, a 1x1 or something like that. So at some point in the future, there we go. They could, if they're able to, work on the pickaxes some more and get some more features on them, like either extra durability or mining speed, or even like able to mine out entire areas at once. Yeah, there's a lot of options. Right, well, about 2.5 hours later, I managed to dig out this whole area. Which, frankly, I think is actually pretty good. Yeah. I dug a hole. Hey guys, I dug a hole. The hole has been dug. Frankly, this hole that I've dug doesn't actually scratch the itch that I have to dig hole. I want to dig more hole. I want to dig more hole eventually, but this is about as big as I want to go. Because any bigger, and that'd be kind of ridiculous. Because I've already gone through like 5 adamantite picks, and I'll probably go through like a full 8 by the time that I actually get to the bottom. Which, that's a lot of resources and time. At least at the moment I have like enough resources to do this without issue, but jeez, if I went for like anything bigger, it'd be really annoying. Okay. I'm back. What did I miss? Part 2. I reached the bottom of, or like bottom to where I feel like working today. Working. And it goes all the way down to like a basalt layer that just takes a lot longer to mine out. And I wanted to get to that layer first before I like stopped for the day, so here we are. I'll see if I can go down there. ideally without stuttering. That would be preferable. It'd be really nice if I didn't stutter for once. You know, it'd be really annoying if I'm like playing Hytale at some point and I get a really good clip, but then my character stutters right at the very end, or heaven forbid, it freezes right in the middle of the clip, and then I'm stuck with a model that does absolutely nothing. That would be annoying. But yeah, at least we got to the lava layer. We'll eventually get to the very bottom in order to get to bedrock, but that'll probably be next stream. Right. I had to leave for a few because I forgot girlfriend's new desk came in today. Oh, okay. Yeah, well, I'm about to actually end the stream anyway, so kind of the timing checks out. So, anyways, thank you very much, Bobcan, Zach Brown, Swedish Monkey, Eram, Jellyfish, Real Cool, Joshua. Let's see. Callisto, Jack Ghost, Random Ultra Kill Fan, and Ender, as well as some other people that have joined on the stream. Thank you all very much for stopping by. I'll be on streaming this tomorrow. We'll try to finish up the hole digging and see what else happens there. I want to see what other projects I can get myself into. That'll be interesting to check out. Summary of the stream. Dean went to the different dimensions and then dug a hole to hell. Yeah, basically. I forgot about the part where I went to the other dimensions. Alright, well, yeah, that's going to be the end of the stream. Thank you all very much for watching. Hope you enjoyed that, at least some amount. I'll be on tomorrow around-ish 11 a.m. EST, something like that. I'll try to have an upcoming thing for that or something. Right, well, again, thank you all for watching. Hope you all enjoyed at least some amount. Have a good night. Bye. Bye. Goodbye.